What's up, Leeds faithful? The Whites Army is about to witness something absolutely mental happening at Elland Road right now. I'm talking about 3 absolutely massive developments that are going to change everything we thought we knew about this transfer window. Listen up, because what I'm about to tell you involves a Brazilian wizard who's about to make our Italian winger sweat bullets, an American striker who just turned down Germany to potentially join our revolution, and a defensive signing that could either be genius or completely unnecessary. And the truth will blow your mind. Smash that like button if you're ready for this roller coaster. Drop a comment telling me which move excites you most, and make sure you're subscribed because this transfer window is getting absolutely insane. But here's the thing that's got me absolutely buzzing with excitement and worry at the same time. One of these moves could completely destroy a fan favorite's chances at Elland Road, while another could solve our biggest problem up front. The third? Well, it might just prove that Fark is playing 4D chess while we're all playing checkers. Are you ready to find out which Brazilian superstar is about to send shockwaves through our squad? Iguel or Paixão. There, I said it. The name that's got every Leeds fan either jumping for joy or crying into their Nonto shirt. This Brazilian wizard from Feyenoord is reportedly heading to Elland Road for a mind-blowing $28 million plus. And White's Army, this changes everything. Picture this, you're Wilfried Nanto. You've just had a decent championship season with 9 goals in 46 games. You're feeling good about your Premier League chances, and then boom! Daniel Fark drops this Brazilian bombshell on your head. The Italian speedster who we all fell in love with might suddenly find himself warming the bench more often than a substitute goalkeeper. Here's what's absolutely crazy about this whole situation. Paixão isn't just any ordinary winger. We're talking about a player who bagged 18 goals and 14 assists in 47 appearances last season. That's the kind of output that makes grown men weep with joy. Meanwhile, our beloved Nonto managed 9 goals in the championship. The math isn't exactly in his favor, is it? But here's where it gets really interesting, White's Army. Fark clearly doesn't think Nonto can cut it in the Premier League. Think about that for a second. The same manager who's been building this squad for promotion glory apparently has doubts about whether our Italian prince can handle the big boys upstairs. That's either brutal honesty or a massive gamble. The worst part? Nonto can play anywhere across the front line. He's versatile, he's got pace, he's got that Italian flair we all love, but none of that matters if Fark doesn't trust him against Premier League defenders. And with Paixão coming in, that left wing spot that Nonto thought was his might as well have a reserved for the Brazilian sign on it. And here's the kicker that'll make your blood boil. We're not just talking about bench. Time for Nonto, with Patrick Bamford, Sam Greenwood, Jack Harrison, and Joe Gelhardt all potentially heading for the exit door. Our Italian maestro could find himself fighting for scraps in a completely restructured attacking unit. Fark's building something special, but it might come at the cost of players we've grown to love. But wait, because if you think that's dramatic, what I'm about to tell you about our striker situation will make your head spin. Now we're getting to the juicy stuff, Leeds faithful. While everyone's been obsessing over Taremi and Wilson, there's been an American quietly lurking in the shadows, and his name is Josh Sargent. This Norwich City striker just did something that's got me questioning everything. He turned down a $5 million move to Wolfsburg in Germany. Why would any player turn down that kind of money and a move to the Bundesliga? Because maybe, just maybe, he's been whispering sweet nothings with Daniel Fark about a reunion at Elland Road. Remember, Fark was the one who brought Sargent to England from Werder Bremen back in 2021. There's history here, there's trust, there's a connection that goes deeper than just tactics. Here's what's absolutely mental about this situation. Sargent scored 15 goals in just 32 championship games last season. That's not just decent, that's genuinely impressive. Compare that to Joe Pyro's 19 goals in 46 games, and suddenly Sargent doesn't look like such a bad option after all. The American is actually more clinical when you break it down per game. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is where you need to pay attention. White's Army. Everyone's been getting excited about Taremi, right? The Iranian striker who everyone thinks is the answer to our prayers. Well, guess what? He's 33 years old, he's never played in England, and he's probably going to cost us a fortune in wages. Meanwhile, Sargent knows the championship, he knows Farke's system, and he's proven he can score goals in this league. The timing of Sargent rejecting Wolfsburg isn't a coincidence, folks. Players don't just turn down moves like that unless they got something better lined up. And with our striker options dwindling faster than Leeds fans' patience during a 0-0 draw, maybe Farke is about to pull off a masterstroke that nobody saw coming. Think about it. While everyone's been focused on the big names and the flashy signings, maybe our German mastermind has been playing the long game with a striker who already knows exactly what he wants and how he wants to play. What's even more intriguing is that Sargent's rejection of Wolfsburg happened right as we're desperately scrambling for attacking options. The timing feels too perfect to be coincidental. Could this be Farke activating his secret weapon? A player who understands his philosophy, has Premier League potential, and won't cost us the earth in transfer fees or wages. Sometimes the best signings are the ones nobody sees coming. But if you think the attack is where all the drama is happening, wait until you hear about our defensive situation that's got everyone scratching their heads. Right, Leeds faithful? This is where things get absolutely bonkers. And I need you to stay with me here because this might be the most confusing transfer story of the entire window. Japhet Tanganga, the Millwall defender who's apparently on our radar despite the fact that we've already signed Jaka Bijol and Sebastian Bornau. Let me paint you a picture of just how bizarre this situation is. We've just splashed serious cash on two massive center backs, both standing at 6'3" in. Both bringing exactly the kind of physicality and aerial dominance that Farke has been craving. We've got Gabriel Gudmundsson sorting out our left back situation. Our defense looks absolutely stacked, so why on earth are we still sniffing around Tanganga? This is either Daniel Farke playing 4D chess that we're all too simple to understand, or there's something happening behind the scenes that none of us know about yet. Here's what's got me really thinking. White's Army, Dr. Rajpal Brar, the injury expert, has been looking into Tanganga's fitness record, and apparently there are some concerns. The guy missed several games last season due to injury, and there was even something about a cracked bone in his wrist. Now, that might not sound like a big deal, but when you're already stacked at center back, why are you looking at someone with injury concerns? Unless, and hear me out here, unless Farke knows something we don't about our current defenders. Maybe there are injury concerns with Bijou or Bornau that haven't been made public yet. Maybe there's a formation change coming that requires more defensive depth than we think. Or maybe, just maybe, Farke is planning to use Tanganga in a completely different way than we're all expecting. The 26-year-old has 61 appearances for Millwall and even got some game time at Tottenham. He's not some random championship player, there's Premier League experience there. But with our attacking priorities clearly being Igor Paixão and potentially Josh Sargent, does it really make sense to be spreading our resources even thinner on defense? Here's the thing that's really eating at me though. If we sign Tanganga, what does that say about Farke's confidence in our current defensive setup? Are we building depth for a promotion push, or are we covering for problems that haven't become obvious yet? White's Army, this is your moment! Hit that subscribe button if you want to stay ahead of every twist and turn in this absolutely mental transfer window. Drop a comment and tell me which of these three moves has got you most excited or most worried. Are you Team Paixão even if it means less Gnonto? Do you want Sargent leading our line, or are you still dreaming of bigger names? And what the hell is Farke thinking with this Tanganga situation? This transfer window is proving that Daniel Farke isn't just building a team, he's building an empire, and every single one of these moves is a piece of a puzzle that we won't fully understand until we're back in the Premier League where we belong. But here's the million-pound question that's going to keep you awake tonight. Are these three signings the missing pieces that finally get Leeds United back to the promised land? Or are we about to witness the most expensive gamble in our recent history? The answer might just determine whether we're celebrating at Wembley or crying into our pints come May.